Alright, Shalom. First thing and foremost, I want to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honors unto the elders, the apostles of Great Millstone. Blessings and salutations unto the whole elect. News in this gospel abroad, lifting up the standard of Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. Oh man, this is the spirit, man. This should show you that these things are coming into a quick close, throughout this presidential election, or this presidential race between Biden and Trump. Shows you don't matter who gets in office, because this is an email that was sent to us, and this is my computer here at the job, man, and they sent us this in the other folder, and basically, and I'm trying to be careful because I'm not trying to expose, the name and, the company and stuff like that, but this is about schools, and it says what you need to know about COVID-19 testing in schools. So first, reading that title, this lets me know that they're going to start, testing these students so they can be justified on distributing these particular sicknesses and needles, I would say. But it says schools across the state have worked hard to safely reopen the doors for in-person learning for Missouri. Now, this is to Missouri. It says for Missouri students. It says here, once open, schools must work equally as hard to keep their doors open. And it says, and all this is done while continuing to, and bear with me, I'm trying to read it off the screen, protect the health and safety of students and staff members. It says the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education, which is the DSE, partnered with the Department of Health and Senior Services, which is the DHSS, which are all government entities, through the state, and State Emergency Management Agency, which is the SEMA, to support their local efforts. It says this was done by providing an additional resource. It says the reliable or the newly available rapid antigen tests. So I'm gonna actually look that up. But you understand, when you have certain provisions under state law, a lot of those are not really federally mandated, because state jurisdictions and federal jurisdictions, though they coincide, federal jurisdictions are over state, but nonetheless, the state oversees their own plateau, so to speak. So a lot of things that's done on a state level are indeed illegal, or what they call under the color of law. Like if you go into a Title 4D in a child support agency, which is a private institution that's set up through private corporations. It's not lawful, it's not expedient, nor is it legal, which is not lawful. But yet they're able to get away with these different things because they're under what you call the color of law, but they're not law. So a lot of times, in order to challenge what the state is doing, you have to take it to a higher court, because there's no remedy for these particular laws or draconian methods under state code. And this is basically what we're reading here about the testing in schools, because if you ain't having symptoms, then there's no need to get tested. But they go into all this asymptomatic BS. But it says here, the federal government, and matter of fact, I'm going to just read it. It says the federal government recently prioritized public and private K-12 institutions to receive the Abbott by NAC, or it says Abbott by NAC's now rapid antigen test kits to test symptomatic school personnel and students for COVID-19. It says the nasal swab test must be administered by a health professional, school nurse. It yields in just 15 minutes. So basically the results is in 15 minutes, and on a 15-minute test, bam, they'll know if you're positive or not. So basically this is another form of testing, since usually testing takes weeks to come back. But it says here, while the DESE continues to urge families and school staff members to stay home when they aren't feeling well, we recognize how viable these tests can be, especially during cold and flu season. It says this is because it helps quickly identify for individuals with mild symptoms of COVID-19 or some other illnesses. But usually in this case, they would just say it's the COVID, because you notice nobody's been dying from cancer or the flu or, tuberculosis or pneumonia. Nobody's been succumbing to these particular illnesses. It's just been COVID. Which shows you that this is a part of a plan that the elites have been conjuring up for some time. It says state officials began shipping thousands of antigen test kits to participating public and private schools across the state last week. but nearly 330 district/schools applied to participate. So they request approximately 589,000 test kits for use with symptomatic students and school personnel. It says many districts/schools will perform these rapid tests on site, and this comes after receiving the appropriate consent from the staff member on the other student or parent's guardian. But some K-12 institutions have partnered with their local health department and other medical provider in their community to assist giving these tests. So positive and negative tests will result and will be reported electronically to DHSS within 24 hours. All right. So basically, man, they're ramping this thing up because, like I said, the more positive tests they got, the more they can justify, inoculating you against your right. So it says you can also click the new K-12 antigen test program, blah, blah, blah. But I'm going to click on that and show you brothers throughout the different counties in Missouri how they're basically ramping up for these tests and how they're going to send them to a lot of public schools, which indeed a lot of our students reside in. All right. You live in the inner city, 9 times out of 10, your child attend a public school. All right. So these are the numbers. Okay. This is K, which is kindergarten through 12, which is the senior high school institutions have received a test. So it says 195,960 tests shipped, and these are the different counties throughout this state of Missouri. All right. So you got let me see here, and give me a second. Wow. So you got Jefferson City, you got St. Charles, you got St. Louis City. And just clicking on different counties and so forth, they give you different numbers. Like I'm going to click on St. Louis. All right. And see what happens. And it's a population of 212,907. So as you see that I'm scrolling, these numbers are changing as I'm going to different provinces, etc. So hey, this thing is coming down to the wire, brothers. Call Allah Yahabashim Hawashai. They're getting ready to make their move. I really believe that. That's why I say that in the last lesson, this presidential debate, it really don't matter, And these are the schools I'm assuming on the right hand side here, which says schools pending shipment upon. So they're waiting on these shipments of these particular tests, but nonetheless, they want to start this as soon as possible because we're in flu season now, and more flus justify the numbers going up. So you brothers out there that may have your kids part of these schools and stuff like that, hey man, it may be time to take a stand on certain things because we know that certain tests, administer certain results, and you want to be very, very careful with that. So anyway, I got a precept here. This wasn't intended on being a long lesson. I just thought I'd share this with you brothers, and the more information I get on this, the more I can update the body, including you brothers that may reside in Missouri, you brothers that's part of my camp, you have kids, I have kids, I have a child, should I say, and, these are just things that, we should know about and we should be hip to, because, hey, the scriptures say, be not ignorant of anything small or great. So, Brookside Charter School, what is this? All right. Center 58. So yep, hey brothers, this is all coming down to the head. So hey, we gotta stay on our watch, like the scripture said in Ezekiel. It says, hey, be a warning unto the nation of Israel. Warn our people that the enemy is coming, a flood is coming. We gotta warn them and let them know, because if not, then the blood is gonna be on our hands. All right. But anyway, this is the book of Job 13, and I'm gonna start at verses 5. It says, but ye are all forgers of lies, and your physicians of no value. Okay? This is nothing more but to get numbers up so they can do what they have to do. And that's just how the cookie crumbles. And the crazy part about it is, our people, they're going to fall right for the madness. They're going to go right down to E. And, whatever happens at that point, this is what they're going to do. Because they're not going to take advice from the men of the Lord. They refuse to do anything as such. So therefore, they're going to dig their own grave, and they're going to have to lie in it because, hey, they're not taking heed to the warning. All right. find here. Yep, this is Hosea 9:13. It says, Ephraim, as I saw Tyrus, is planted in a pleasant place, but Ephraim should bring forth his children to the murderer. And we know the murderer is nothing more than Esau Edom himself, which a lot of you people are going to go down to these places. You're going to allow yourself to be put in an unfavorable predicament, and then it's going to prove to be a detriment to you and your families if you're not paying attention to the signs out here. So once again, we're warning you, tribes, man, but it's up to you to take heed to the message that Yahweh Shem Yahushai is speaking through his men. Okay, I got one more precept and I'm going to close it down. Book of Sirach 9:13. It says here, keep thee far from the men that have the power to kill, so shalt thou not doubt the fear of death. Okay, keep away from these people. These people are not for your benefit. You know, they're not for your endearment. It says, if thou come unto him, make no fault, lest he take away thy life presently. Remember that thou goes in the midst of stairs, and that thou walkest upon the battlements of the city. Alright, so hey, be careful. And you brothers out there, be circumspect. Pay attention. Start reading those newsletters, man. You know, start looking at your kids' newsletters and the things that they're bringing home with these students. Because I think a lot of, like my kid now, she's basically virtual homeschool. You know, but even that is going to come with a certain choice, because eventually they're going to threaten the parent and say, well, you know, if you can't bring your kid back to school and get tested, we're just going to come and take them from you. So that's coming too. And now it's time to make a stand with Yahweh Shem Yahushai. All right. But anyway, with that, brothers, all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Shem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. You know what? Salakia, I said I was going to look up this. Let me look it up. Let me not lie. Yep, and basically what I was breaking down in earlier in the video, it broke itself down, but basically just to give you brothers a more visual insight, because I knew you couldn't really see the screen. It says Binax now is an antigen or antigen test that detects the presence of SARS-CoV-2, which is the virus that causes the COVID-19 infection. It says in about 15 minutes, the specimen for the test is called a via nasal swab. It says this test is completely voluntary and will not be administered unless its form is signed. They say that now, okay, but things are subject to change. You got to read between the bold print when Esau is putting certain things out there. Okay, you can't just believe everything they tell you, because eventually it's going to be an issue, you know. But anyway, with that, giving all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash, that belongs to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. And with that, Shalom. Lord's will you edified. Until the next lesson. Shalom.